This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is presented to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time tickets make the perfect holiday gift. Sign up at gametime.co and use promo code CFBX for $20 off. Gametime.co, promo code CFBX. All right, D-Gens, welcome back. It's your boy, Boston Capper, with the God of Golf himself, Steve Schirmer. We're doing a mailbag, a little state of professional golf. I'm going to ask Steve what he's doing for Christmas. We got Cam around, hanging around. He might have some questions. And, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Steve, how you doing today, buddy? A little earlier tonight. Kids went a little better.
It is. Actually, they were a little more cooperative. Unfortunately, my oldest kid lost a tiny toy in her little surprise egg that she likes. And we spent about 15 minutes trying to find that in the couch. Unfortunately, we didn't. There were tears, but eventually we distracted her with something else. And she was able to go to bed.
Like a Kinder Egg thing?
No, it's kind of. It's not the candy one, though. It's basically, it's just like these, just think of it like an Easter egg, kind of like a bigger Easter egg. And then like you open it up and it's got like, I don't know, a bunch of choking hazards pretty much in it. Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, it'll be like food or it'll be like beach stuff or something like that. She lost a sneaker, apparently. That was the big crisis around 7:50 tonight.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But nope, I am here. I am sorry I got into the way of your cookie night. I'm sorry you were really taken away from making sugar cookies or Buckeyes or whatever.
We were doing that. No, so it's just simple, just like chocolate chip, and then we do the peanut butter with the Hershey Kisses. But we're watching It's a Wonderful Life, which is always a classic, which my wife hasn't seen in a very long time. So we're rewatching that one in color, by the way. I didn't know it existed in color until I was fucking 40 years old.
Am I in the nest right now?
Of course.
I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, you fucking scumbag. Are you serious? Dude? It's one of the best.
I have.
It's one of the best Christmas. That is your homework assignment. You have to watch it.
Homework assignment.
Homework assignment. You have to watch it. With all your bad movie takes, like you have to watch It's a Wonderful Life.
Bad movie takes.
It's amazing you've not seen that movie.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you say that. It's funny you say I have bad movie takes because every time I make a movie reference, you howl with laughter, by the way. So I don't have bad.
It's your Goodfellas take, I feel like, is what just skews.
That's really what it is. And it's a fair take.
It's not completely
fair. It's a completely fair take. Maybe we'll do a 75-minute episode on that at some point. But
we can do that. We can bring in Bowser too to talk about it. Bowser will talk mafia movies all fucking day.
Okay. It just is a movie that has escaped my purview. I'm not a big Christmas movie guy anyway, so there's really only a couple. Yeah, I don't really get into that. So, but I'm sorry, I've not seen how George Bailey reclaims his life. So
you even know who the characters are?
Of course I do. I know the general premise of it. Basically, this depressed dude who thinks the world is awful. He gets shown, I don't know, like it's basically like a take on like Ebenezer Scrooge, kind of like you get like
not really, but kind of
stuff like that.
Dude, it's Jimmy fucking Stewart, man. It's Jimmy Stewart. I don't know. I guess I grew up with my granddad watching his shit, and I fucking loved it. It was on NBC every single year, and I watched it, and I loved it.
Okay. You know what old timer movie I used to watch every single year? It was around Easter. We were big 10 Commandments.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We loved what was the Ramses, I think was yep. So it shall be written, so it shall be done. That was a common statement in my house whenever my dad wanted someone to do something. So he would basically say that.
Ben-Hur was another one around that time. It was like they played it all around the same time. It was 10 Commandments and Ben-Hur around Easter.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think, as a kid, I think I made it to when they parted the Red Sea and escaped. I don't think I ever really stayed up to the end, though. And it's a long movie.
Well, I went to Catholic school, so I was well aware of the fucking story. And I was none too impressed with the graphics from the Charleston movie.
You're not impressed with the 1962 graphics?
No, but I also loved It's a Wonderful Life, which was made in 1947, which is the same year my father was born, which is insane to me. Like, insane.
That is true. True. All right. So, we got a bunch of questions. We had a lot of good questions. I think
do we filter them out? I saw.
No, we did. No,
I saw Paulie's trolling question. That was hilarious.
His trolling question.
Did you not see it?
I did not see it.
Yeah, you'll see it. We'll get there.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
it's a good question, but he's just trolling you. He's just tweaking you.
I thought he was serious, actually.
No, Well, maybe I'm wrong. Paul, you tell me.
Did he post it tonight?
No, I don't know. I fucking saw it in the email.
Okay. All right. I don't think that was a troll. But
all right.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll get to it, and then you will explain why you think that's trolling. And I actually have a serious answer for that. So
I'm sure you do.
All right. Well, why don't we take our first break?
All right.
And why don't we get right to the questions?
All right. Well, listen, Underdog Fantasy, they got a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long, even on Christmas. We got football on Christmas Eve and Christmas. So you boys better have giving good presents to your wife and children if you guys are going to be having those games on and trying to pay attention. So listen, all you got to do is pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in. So watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up with promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit bonus up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN.
Okay. All right, let's get to the mailbag questions. First one, it's kind of a rapid fire series of questions. He asked a bunch, but it's from at donkeys_diapers.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool Twitter handle, bro. But he has to ask a bunch of cool questions. So first one, best young players to look out for. So Capper, we were talking before the show. You have pretty much no idea who's really coming up the ranks, do you?
No, because it's like I latch onto these guys and they turn into nothing. And like they'll be somebody who I fall in love with for 3 weeks that gets my fucking money, who actually blows. And then I'll fall into love with another guy who actually blows. You'll be like our producer, Cam Kerr, just lighting his money on fire week after week, following fucking Carson Young.
Listen, the takes of on Carson Young are not necessarily reflective of all the hosts on the show. So,
it's like a prospectus warning.
Exactly. No, I got some names. So I think let's start with like kind of some mainstream ones, and then we'll go down the list. So I think the one I'm most excited for, the guys who earned their card through the DP World Tour, basically finishing in the top 10 there. Nikolai Højgaard, obviously the European Ryder Cup team won the DP World Championship. That's a guy, by the way, that I've been tracking for a couple of years now. He was really erratic, like really volatile, just had no control over his ball striking sometimes, but he had really good peaks and valleys. Seems like he's really good, consistent now. That's somebody who I have really high hopes for coming into this year. That's somebody definitely on my radar. The Cootie twins, Pearson and Parker, I think those ones are definitely at the top of why?
They're not good.
Well, what makes you think they're not good?
I don't know.
Okay,
they look like assholes, and people talked about them in DFS, and then they get cut. These names, Pearson Cootie, dude. You know my brand. No, I'm never going to support a guy named Pearson Cootie who is literally born in the country club, like probably on the buffet table. Like
you like a golfer. You like a golfer named Keegan Bradley. That's a douchey name too.
It's different. That's a clannish thing. It is. It's a clannish thing. We're very, very clannish where I come from. If you're remotely close to where I'm from, as soon as we leave there, we're friends. That's how it works.
Okay. Well, I prefer Pearson of the Cootie brothers. He's a former world #1 amateur. He finished T14 in Bay Hill. I won twice on the Corn Ferry Tour this year. Parker's also pretty good, but both those guys probably will make some noise coming up on the PGA Tour. My favorite, though, of course, because I apparently we've been having discussions. I am just going to throw myself behind Team Europe for the Ryder Cup next year.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
And the next big, tall Belgian that you're going to fall in love with. It was first Thomas Peters, then it was Thomas Detcher for a little bit. Adrian Dumont de Chassart. That dude is a stud. At Illinois, he had a huge year, a big career at Illinois. He won his first start in the Corn Ferry Tour after turning pro. That is a guy who's going to be a problem on Team Europe in a little bit. So, yeah, stay tuned for that guy.
Give me his name one more time.
Adrian Dumont de Chassart.
All right,
it's a mouthful.
There's zero chance I'm saying that. So
we'll shorten it. ADC.
ADC. All right.
ADC. There you go.
We can trigger all the right wing people. They're gonna think we say AOC.
I like that. Jacob Bridgman, that's our 24-year-old. He had a solid year on the Corn Ferry Tour. Didn't have any wins, but he was a pretty good amateur. And then a couple of guys who have been around the block a little bit. Chris Gotterup, guest on the Golf Gambling podcast. He's
that's right.
he finally has his tour card. Obviously, he made some noise a couple of years ago where he was, I think, famously 50-1 to win the John Deere. He might have got my money stupidly because it was the 4th of July and I had a couple of Budweisers and I didn't really give a shit. Yep. So and then two guys who were really good amateurs got lost in the shuffle on the Corn Ferry Tour, but they finally got their card. Norman Jong, remember him? No. So he was on that 2017 Walker Cup team that was at LACC. He was actually the best player. That was one with Morikawa.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He big hitting.
Where the hell has he been?
Dude. What's that?
Where's he been?
He just, so apparently unsubstantiated rumor. He had a lot of bad characters around him, in his little entourage. Might have made some bad decisions, maybe some poor work ethic, but he finally has his card. The kid has a lot of talent. He's only 24 years old too, so hits it a mile.
What's his name?
Well.
One more time.
Norman Jong. Norman Jong. It's Xiong is his last name though. So
okay,
and then
Rico, I got two guys out of this segment so far.
All right, and then Rico Hoey. He started, I think, at Florida. He was a really good amateur too. Again, he just kind of got lost on the Corn Ferry Tour, but he finally is up on the PGA Tour. Maybe now that he's kind of got his game back in track, the guy has a lot of raw talent, it seems like. That's another guy on my list. So, there's obviously a bunch more names, but those are the ones I think coming up the ranks that making their rookie debut this year. Those are the ones I'm going to have my eye on early in the season.
All right. I got two guys, and maybe that Rico cat.
Okay. All right.
Definitely not Pearson Cootie.
Okay.
All right. He can go live on trust fund money and stay off of my terrible golf coverage.
All right. Follow-up question from Donkey and Diapers. Who outperforms the market? Very vague question, but I did a lot of talking there, so I'll let you go first. Who's going to outperform the market, quote unquote?
So, I guess it really depends on what we're talking about, because we're talking about like outright numbers. Like, I don't really know what it's going to look like, because my initial reaction would have been JT, right? Everybody's down on JT. Looked like ass last year, but I don't think we're going to get any value with any type of numbers on JT moving forward.
No, now that he showed some form in the fall. Have you seen his numbers at the majors? It's like 30-1.
Gross. But I feel like it's been 2 years since you've been able to get any value on futures in fucking majors. At least 2 years.
No, they're too smart now. Basically, they cram everybody 50-1 or less, and then
figure it out later.
And then the guys who have no chance to win are at 80.
So what about some bigger names? What about Xander?
No.
Why?
He's always going to be popular.
I guess we're starting to see his number drift a little bit.
I saw it drift at one book for the Masters. Everywhere else, I think at another one, he's like 16-1 there. So no, I don't think we're ever. The problem with it is he's so good with the strokes gain numbers. Yeah. But there's a ceiling, but it just on paper looks excellent, looks good in your model. I don't think he's going to outperform the market.
So we got to think of somebody who's not like uber popular, not like Ash K.
So here's how I took it. I took it as a guy who.
Fuck off, Steve. Not you, Steve. Steve in the chat. He said Fleetwood.
Fleetwood. So I took this as a guy who maybe a little younger, is kind of flying under the radar right now, but I think he has a lot of talent. How about Davis Thompson? So he had he almost won the Amex, then went into the complete tank. Yeah. Started to play a little better in the fall, had a couple top 20s, kind of in the mix of being first round leader. That's a guy who was a really good college player, still really young, really good driver. That's somebody who I think is probably going to be valued. Well, depending what's in like the quote unquote the opposite field events now, I'm going to call it. Yeah. He's probably going to still be like 60-1, 70-1, but that number in that type of field might be pretty good. So I think that's probably who I would say might outperform the market is Davis Thompson.
All right. I can get that.
All right. How about tips on being profitable in golf this season? Any, I guess what's one thing I guess you can think of to be profitable?
I would say, so I don't know. Like, I still really like matchups. I feel like there's still an edge in matchups if you're diligent about like actually paying attention and seeing what's going on and not just looking at the strokes gain data, not going who putted bad yesterday, who didn't putt. You know what I mean? And just kind of betting the opposite side of that. If you go through and look at what they did, how they got there, right? Because like listen, everybody here has played around with their buddies and they've sculled one and it ran 150 yards up to the green and says, looks like you made it in regulation. So, go through and actually look at what happened. I love the matchups, but I think the markets have gotten squeezed, especially with more, God knows who goes over to live. So I would say, probably placement bets, man. Just be smart with your placement bets. Look for a couple fun ones that are, 6-1 or longer for top 10s and top 20s. And then just bet the guys who should make it in the top 10s and 20s. And I feel like it's going to, you're going to be profitable long term if you keep betting the guys who should be in the top 10 and top 20 with a couple of long shots mixed in. I mean, don't lay a ton of juice, but plus 100, plus 125, plus 130, things like that. Like that's a good way to keep yourself afloat, especially if you're not hitting the outrights.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's definitely important to do some of the boring bets just to kind of keep the lights on, as we call it. I would say restraint. And what I mean by that is it's very easy in golf to kind of like when you go to a buffet, you just load up your plate and you get a little helping of this and this. And then all of a sudden you have a giant plate of food that you're never going to finish and it's spilling over. And you can kind of do that with your card in golf. Definitely make sure you're not getting too over leveraged with guys, especially with placements too. It's very easy to get tempted by a lot of stuff in the top 20, top 40 market and get way too many guys that you end up having to get like, 5, 6, 7 of those just to clear your, make a profit for the week though. So use some restraint, avoid groupthink too, come to your own conclusions. Don't be afraid to go against the market. Even if you want to listen to us, sometimes you just fade what we're saying just because we think we're going to drive what people are going to pick. I think those are probably the two things you can do is just have restraint, know what you need in order to make a profit every week. And don't be afraid to think outside the box sometimes.
Yeah, let me add to that a little bit. So especially with what you said, right, as far as like restraint. So don't make drunk Wednesday night bets. Definitely don't do that. And don't, like you said, don't bet so many placements. There's been so many times where I'm like, wait, I have a fucking 11 top 20 bets. I was like, so I think I'm good enough that I'm going to pick 11 of these assholes to fucking make the top 20. Definitely have restraint on that. But then also with the matchups, especially with the studs, Steve always gets queasy when I do this, but I have like, if there's two studs against each other, take the one with the plus money. It's golf, unless there's like a clear advantage, injury or course history or something that's like clearly better. If it's Ron versus Scotty, take the fucking plus money and keep running that back. Every single time you will end up profitable because it's fucking golf.
Catfish Dilly, making drunk bets is my weakness for sure. Yes.
It's the worst, man.
You should see. I definitely wake up on Thursday morning with 5 or 6 texts from Boston Capper saying, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? As if I'm going to answer him. And I just know that he already placed it. So, there you go.
What happens.
All right, let's move on to the last part of this question. What round of golf are you looking forward to watching the most in 2024? I think there's a very easy answer for, I think.
Okay, what do you think the easy answer is?
It's the first round of the Masters. That's the round of golf I'm looking forward to the most because that's the only round it's the first round that's going to matter this year.
But we get shitty coverage on the first round of the Masters.
It doesn't matter. It's going to be the first tournament back with all these guys, and all these tournaments in between are basically.
I guess I was thinking about like what actually might have the best coverage. I was going to say the first round of the British Open because you can actually see what's going on, and those racists in Georgia fucking actually allow they don't block the coverage in England like the assholes in Augusta do.
Let me ask you a question. How early do you get up for the Open Championship?
So I do. I stay up super late. I stay up till like 3 and then I get back up at 7.
Do you remember? Well, maybe you don't because if you're staying up super late, you're probably hammered at this point. Yeah. Do you remember what it was like around 3 a.m. for that early?
Yeah.
It was
not good.
It was 3 shots in a commercial. So you're actually praising this coverage.
I mean, what is it? But it's better. You don't see shit on the Masters. Period. End of story. Like they don't even allow it to hit DirecTV until fucking.
You have live stream of like Amen Corner and all the featured groups.
I know, dude, but I don't get. You know, I don't care about that. Like I want to follow my guys. I want to see what's happening. Like give me shots around the course. Like I don't need to see 10 minutes of fucking azalea bushes wavering in the wind with fake bird sounds while I'm waiting for some fat fuck to come up and hit a shot. Like
they
I don't
literally show every shot on video.
But you got to go back and do it. It's 10 seconds behind. I'm already following.
Oh my god!
Dude,
okay, boomer.
I'm already following on Shot Link, just like you are. So like, I don't need to actually see them hit the fucking swing. Show it to me in real time.
Okay, listen. When Sandy Lyle ends up duffing one into Ray's Creek, that's when it comes in handy that you can actually see how he did it. Or when John Rahm tops a ball in contention, that's always handy too. Or shanks one actually. I think that was actually the one that was one of my favorites there. Yeah. All right. And then what round of golf are you looking forward to playing the most in 2024?
There's a new country club that I think I got in on that I've never played before. So it's called Mash Creek. It's supposed to be kind of tight. I don't really know anything about it. But yeah, I mean, that new course for me is always fun. So I'm hoping I'll play that one the next 2 weeks, actually.
Okay. All right. I mean, for me, it's going to be my annual trip to the Outer Banks, Nags Head Golf Links.
There you go.
Very easy answer. Love that golf course. Love going down there playing. It's I've grown to. I didn't really like it when I played with you because mostly I was playing like shit that day. But I just didn't really like. I thought it was too. I did. I was going through some issues at that point. I thought it was too targety. But as I've kind of matured my game, realized I don't have to hit driver every single hole. I've grown to appreciate that golf course a little more.
But see, that's the problem with me. Right. And like it's always been the problem with me since I started golf because I grew up playing baseball. I didn't pick up golf until my late 20s. The driver for me has always been the easiest club for me. It's always been my best, most consistent club. And so these tight golf courses where I don't get to use driver, I get super tight on the box and I fucking hate it. I don't like it. I finally learned how to hit my 3-wood in the last year and a half, which is nice.
Congratulations. So, yeah. All right. Why don't we take another break? Because I think this next next question might take a little while to get through. So why don't we take another break, and then we'll just keep plowing through this.
Let's go. Listen, game time, man. We've been talking to you guys about this all year long. The holidays are literally right around the corner. You got New Year's coming up though, so if you're already handled your family business around Christmas time and you're looking for something to do on New Year's, Game Time has got you handled. They got concerts, comedy shows, sporting events, whatever it may be. And if you're like me, you're a last minute person and you don't plan ahead, and you still don't want to pay, through the nose. So go get the best deal. Look for something to do with Game Time. Impress your friends and family with last minute tickets. Look, they got flash deals, which give you literally the minutes up before the game time. Easy to find to buy tickets of every kind. You get pictures of your seats view, plus the lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, and job loss protection. So if you're that bad of an employee and you lose your job between now and New Year's Eve, you deserve to be able to get your money back from GameTime.co. So listen, it's the fastest growing ticket app in the country for a reason. You get images of your seat, like I said, so you know exactly where you're going to sit. You buy them in a matter of seconds, and they're sent directly to your phone, so you don't got to dig through your email and hold up the giant line behind you. So snag the tickets without the stress. Game Time tickets make the perfect holiday gift. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CFBX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And Hall of Fame bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame bets, the sports betting analytics platform with parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay idea into Hall of Fame bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down by leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rate for any bet to learn which players are hot and which ones have got value. So stop betting the dark and join over 30,000 users researching Hall of Fame bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets.
Okay. All right, let's go to our next question from Dylan Hyder. He is looking to buy a new set of clubs and irons. Does he have any recommendations? He's not trying to go all out, but he's looking to spend about $2,000 total.
Oh, so, you should be fucking fine. $2,000?
Have you seen the prices of golf clubs lately?
So I just got so here's the deal. Like, listen, I guess it depends on what your handicap is. Like, I don't give a shit. I'll buy used clubs. I don't care. Fucking, I'm not good enough to give a shit about that. Like, I shoot in the fucking 90s and 80s. What do I care?
Okay.
So, I mean, what's a new driver going to run you? 600, 800? So, I guess, 1200 is a little short for fucking irons. But stealth, I like. So, I'm TaylorMade guy. I know you're a pin guy. I love the stealth, man. With the big cavity backs. Like, if you're not good, like, whew, baby, they help. I'm telling you, they help. TaylorMade stealth twos, I like them a lot. And those are my favorites.
Okay.
But I use actually a different driver. I use the Cobra something or other. Cam's got a suggestion. He just bought irons. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cam, come on.
So I just got my first iron fitting done. So I hit a bunch of them, and it was actually crazy because I've never actually been fitted for my own golf clubs.
Yeah.
So the process that you go through and just hitting every, the different head on the same shaft, and then you change shafts.
Loft
was really interesting. So the ones I didn't like the 790s at all, and though a lot of people really like the new 790s. The guys, my buddy works at Club Champion, and so he's the one that fit me, and he said that they did a really good job on the 790s. So I would go with those. Those are going to be reliable. I ended up getting the Strixon ZX5s and ZX7s. So the ZX7s are a little bit more of a blade back. So I got those for my pitching through 7. And then my 6 through 4 are the ZX5s, which are a little more cavity back, that give you a little bit more forgiveness on those longer irons. The biggest thing you have to realize if you haven't bought the new generation of clubs is check the lofts, because I have clubs from 2014 right now. And if you go and buy new clubs right now, they're going to be a whole club different in loft angle. So just remember, I'm getting fitted. I'm hitting my 7-iron 15 yards longer. These clubs are awesome. Just keep in mind that the loft is a whole club down.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. Is you bring up a lot of good points. Is spend the money, get fitted. Even if you're just in the simulator duffing shots, if you get a really good club fitter, they know how to pair you with the right stuff. You have the right shaft, right club length, all those things. They give you a wide array of stuff. Definitely spend the money to get fitted for a club. Sometimes they'll give you even a discount if you get fitted first, and then you put in the order there. I think it's also important too, just to figure out, and Cam kind of alluded this too, trying to figure out with how clubs are changing, and they definitely are promoting a lot of the branding on this stuff is distance gains and forgiveness, all this stuff. I think it's
forgiveness.
Forgiveness. I think it's important to look at your bag and figure out what you should be replacing quicker and what's something you probably can be, keeping more. So obviously your putter, that's not something you need to keep replacing every 3-4 years. If you are comfortable with what you got here, you should be fine. You see Harris English, he's using a putter that's 10 years old. It's actually the same model as what I use. So a good set of irons too. And Cam just hit on it. A lot of these, when they claim with irons, you're picking up 5 yards, it's what Cam just said, is that they're changing the loft. They're making it stronger. So my 8-iron, from 2013 is basically the same loss as my 9-iron at this point. Now, what they're doing, now they can manipulate the technology where it's a higher ball flight, a little more spin, something like that. But definitely with irons, if you have an older iron set and you hit them good, there's probably no reason to swap them out, if they're in really good condition. If you're going to get new irons, I would not spend the money to get the top of the line new stuff. I would probably get maybe a generation or two before that, because there's probably not much difference between what they've been doing between then and now, unless they've really changed the lofts on them. As far as technology, you can save a little bit of money there. 3-woods and hybrids, that's something you might want to consider. There's been a little bit of technology, gains with that. But I mean, Rick Shields, one of the biggest, golf influencers out there. He's still using a 3-wood from 15 years ago, and he loves it. Sam Rick Stenson used the same 3-wood from 2009. So if you get a good 3-wood, if you hit it good, then you're fine.
Dude, I have a 3-wood that is legit. What year is it? 2023?
Yeah.
16 years old.
Yeah. Maybe hit it good, you hit it good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I would say the fitting thing is definitely, I would say the driver, especially. It's very important. Because I'm a TaylorMade guy. I went in thinking I was going to get the stealth. And kept hitting. I was like, man, this isn't going right. This isn't going right. Me and the guy went through it. Dude, I was fucking sweating my balls off during my lunch break. I fucking must have swung 1,000 times, and I finally got to the Cobra. I never thought I would have bought something that was, sponsored by fucking Bryson and Ricky. Right? Like, but it fit my swing. You know what I mean? So it was great. And definitely get fitted. And look, the cheap route to go, the same thing I do with my irons is like I went to the place where you can get fitted at whatever store is in your area. I'm like, all right, so what is this? Loft this, loft that. And then you go on to Amazon or eBay and find those same clubs for $400 less. You screw the guy out of the commission, but whatever. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, for a driver, I think I would order through the club fitter because
not for the driver. I was talking about irons.
Oh, the irons. Yeah. I mean, you're probably not customizing your shafts all that much with that stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you have different lengths or anything like that, or want different grips. With the driver, though, that's probably the one that you shouldn't let that get too old. They put a lot of R&D in the driver. Like that's the ones where they really look for, moving the weights in different places, a little more picking up club head speed.
No.
A general rule of thumb, you should replace your driver every 5 generations.
Oh, damn.
And then you switch it.
I do it more than that.
Yeah. So that and wedges, because wedges get pretty beat up. You probably should be swapping those
so beat up. Too. And I got that 5 hybrid that I fucking love to death. That it looks like it's been through the goddamn war. I'm like, I gotta replace this thing already. I had it for like a season and a half because I like it so much. And I can control it like with a 3/4. Like, I love that. I love that. Love that club.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Ultimately, like, look at your set of clubs and be like, "Am I still hitting this good, or is there something like I still need out of this?" And I mean, swings change over the years too. Even something that maybe you're swinging really good 5 years ago, maybe
get a little older,
stronger, or a little older. Maybe you don't use a stiff of a flex or a stiff of a shaft there. So. Yeah, I mean, I think those are things to keep in mind. I would probably recommend if you want to save some money, don't get the new stuff. Definitely go like generation 2 or older.
That is the best advice.
Yeah, like even go on like YouTube and they'll like compare. I'm a ping guy, so Rick Shields compared the ping 410 to like the ping G30. It's like a difference of 2 yards a carry, and that's like a guy who carries at 275, 280. If you're carrying at 220, it's going to be a yard different.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
So there's no point that you save yourself $200 at that point. So I mean, the biggest thing, you just got to make sure you're paired with the right shaft, right length and everything. That's the biggest key, and that's why you got to get fitted for all this stuff.
Let me ask you something. So I use a blade still. I use an old Scotty Cameron that's fucking probably 10 years old, but I like it. I mean, is there a reason to change your putter unless you're just completely have the yips and you got to go? Like, you just can't putt with it anymore.
No,
the technology for like these spiders and shit, is it that much different than the blade? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's just I think if you're just comfortable with it, there's no reason to change a putter.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So in a related question, we had some from Old Journalist 4. Love that guy. Big contributor in Discord. So if there are no sponsorships, what clubs do you think most guys will be playing on the in professional golf in the PGA Tour?
Not fucking PXG. There would be zero professionals playing fucking PXG. My guess would probably be Titleist or TaylorMade. I feel like those are in pink. Those 3. I mean, I feel like those are the most solid. Those are the most solid, like well-respected clubs. Like, right?
I would
Titleist. I mean, does Titleist maybe get a little carryover for the ball?
Well, see, that's the thing. I think it would be Titleist. They do a really good job with customizing. Like, if you look at like videos of guys doing the TPI, center, like, they're really good as far as swapping out stuff. And most guys, I think, would still want to play Pro V1s, and probably the best way to match the golf ball to what your club needs are would be to use Titleist clubs at that point. There's nobody better to do that probably than Titleist. So I would probably say Titleist would be the one. Plus, Scotty Cameron putters are under the Titleist umbrella, and those are the best.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They are. So those are you just have it all right there. I think they would just do that.
I got my Scotty for free, by the way. I didn't fucking pay for it.
You got it for free? How'd you get it for free?
A buddy of mine who didn't fucking golf anymore, and I saw it in his bag. I said, "You use that anymore?" He said, "No." I said, "Let me borrow it." It's fucking a decade ago. He's like one of my best friends, though.
Okay. All right. He's not still looking for it. He's not going to get it back.
No, he knows I got it.
Okay. All right. Question 4.
Fuck, I broke it. That's what I just fucking broke. I still got to reshaft that thing.
How'd you break it?
It was right after I had my heart attack and I fucking lost my temper thinking I could still play golf and the same way I did, I smashed it.
So you smashed your putter?
Yeah, because the greens were fucking aerated and
oh, okay. So it's the greens' fault.
Dude, the greens were fucking bad. And I was fucking mad. I was mad. Listen, I had drank a lot since then. I had a couple cocktails. You know how I get. I get hot. I run hot sometimes. And fucking,
I know you do.
I was mad that I had to pay. I paid like $100 or whatever the fuck it was for garbage ass greens. And then I'm fucking 3 or 4 putt and everything. I just lost my temper by a whole fucking 15. And I smashed my club.
Listen, there's a reason why
exactly, Catfish. I smashed my friend's putter.
Yeah, you did. There's a reason why you miss. It's the reason why you kind of have affinity for live golf because all the guys with tempers went to live. So that's you right in a nutshell there.
Exactly.
So, all right. Question number 4. This is from at Steve Areno. Steve Griffiths, by the way, who is actually my aunt's brother. So, yeah. So, how would that be, by the way? So, it's an aunt through marriage, and it's her brother. So, we're
from the Northeast. He's an uncle,
but he's not actually like a blood uncle. He's just an uncle.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Everybody's an uncle. You know how many fucking uncles I had that weren't actually blood uncles?
That might be for another show. So
I mean, that's what everybody calls each other. Hey, this is my. Doesn't matter if you're first, second, third cousin in my family. You're a cousin. That's it. Fucking cousin.
Okay. Well, anyway. So he asked with Steph Curry winning.
I guess I'm more ethnic than you are, Steve.
All right. So with Steph Curry winning Lake Tahoe last summer, will celebrity golf start to generate some wagering interest now?
Fuck no.
I would say no. If Liv can barely get any handle,
probably
celebrity golf won't.
Dude, these things yeah. I don't want to watch that shit. And listen, I'm a fucking degenerate. I'll bet on 2 cockroaches running up a wall, right? So it's not about that for me. It's I just don't like the product. So I liked it when Brady and Rodgers did it. I thought that was cool just because it was Brady and Rodgers. So you'll get my eyeballs, but I'm not putting like real dollars on it. I'm gonna bet it. I'll put a little bit on it just because, but you're not gonna get the mainstream public into it. Just not. But it is funny because you say that. So now Florida is got the Hard Rock. There's some fucking kid who clearly knows nothing about fucking gambling, trying to explain to his girlfriend what a fucking $50 risk-free bet is on a Friday on the Hard Rock bet behind me in fucking Target today. And he's like, it's just guessing. And I'm like, he's like, look how close I was. I was 5 or 6 out of here. I was 4 or 6 out of here. And I'm like, this kid is betting nothing but fucking parlays. I was like, this is why all they fucking do is print fucking money. This asshole behind me with a nose ring and fucking earlobes is betting on fucking football. He hasn't seen a snap in his life. I just can't. Gambling will get people to do it. And if they promote it correctly, yes, because people will bet on fucking anything. But no, not like I'm not putting any real dollars on. They're going to cap that shit anyway because it's technically like amateur sports.
Listen, we are a part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. We do not frown upon people who want to do 12-leg parlays. Okay. All right. You watch yourself, sir.
Listen, it's fine. It's fine if it's fun, but this kid behind me, he's never bet in his fucking life. You can hear it just from the way he's talking. And I'm like, and he's like, look how close I was. Like, no, it's not. It's like the proper shit was like, this guy fucked me on my last leg of my parlay. If you're a degenerate and you understand that the last leg is always going to fuck you. This kid, no clue. He's just going to keep dumping money in. I'm so close. I live in a box.
Well, next time maybe turn around, hand him a Golf Gambling Podcast coaster.
Man, I was dealing there
and say, listen, you want a real drug? Why don't you gamble on golf, buddy?
No, I didn't want to speak to him and his girlfriend who spelled like patchouli. Well, thank you.
Anyways. Oh, that got me there. I was about to make a point, and then I got completely derailed. No, so with the celebrity golf, I mean, I think one of the reasons, it's often on the offshores. I'll see those odds for like the American Century. I never see them on any of the domestic stuff. I think it's because there's no way really to regulate it. And I was thinking about this. Remember when Aaron Rodgers won Pebble Beach by completely lying about his
handbagging?
Yeah. Right. I think that's probably why this is a sport that's probably hard to regulate when you have guys going off with shady handicaps and doing all that stuff. So, no, unfortunately, like I said, if Liv can barely get any handle, if Liv can barely get any attention from the golf gambling world in general, I'm not sure if celebrity golf will really pick up. So, all right, next question. Bunch of rapid fire questions from PJB Sports Pod. So, what is one golf course you'd add to the PGA Tour?
Oh, concession.
Concession?
All day.
Okay.
We only got one tournament out of there. I fucking love that. How awesome was that tournament?
It was very good. So I did a bronze, silver, and gold on this. I broke the rules.
Okay.
Concession
of course, you went over and above.
Concession was my bronze pick.
Okay.
I was very entertained by the golf course. I think there's some stinky holes on there, but I think I was very entertained by how it played. I liked how it frustrated guys. I like how it actually was penal to spraying it. And I remember from that golf course, like I remember when I broke it down, like the farther out you drove it, the more penal it got and it pinched and everything. So
you could just snap hook it left like Patrick Reed did and fucking buried his shot on Sunday.
Right.
That was fun.
Or you had a lot of tight lies around the green. You had a lot of collection areas. That was entertaining.
It was a fun course, man.
Yeah,
fun course.
Yeah, guys hitting out of palmetto bushes. It was good. That was a good one.
Fucking Victor Hovland chipped out with a fucking 3-wood in with a bush and fucking put it within like 4 feet.
He did. All right, my silver.
Waste money on him for the next fucking 6 months, thinking he fixed his short game because of that one stupid shot.
All right, my silver pick is one that was on for a couple of years and is now no longer on the rotation. Austin Country Club. We got to find a permanent home.
Oh yeah, agreed.
We do. That course is sweet.
Love that.
And even if it isn't match play, there's a lot of really good holes down the stretch that can swing stuff.
Yep.
Now, they would probably shoot 30 under, but just like with Kapalua, if it's a really cool golf course with some good looking shots, I don't really care what the score is.
Exactly.
Yeah. They need to find a way to figure that out. I think it was either PGA Tour didn't want to pay up what the members were asking for. The members made too much demands. I don't know. Number one, though, I think Chambers Bay needs to come back.
Oh,
okay. They've made some
to make up for the disaster.
Well, that was the thing. So they replaced the greens with all POA now. They got rid of the bent grass. So now it actually rolls pretty good. And I just like the firm nature of it, the roll-offs. Now, the problem is the players hated it. They thought it was unfair. But that's also something where, listen, like the Pacific Northwest, just the West Coast in general, is a very untapped market for the PGA Tour. You're now going to Seattle as an annual stop. I think that'd be one I would add.
Yeah, I think that's good
for there. And then just one international one. They have to figure out a way to do an event in Australia.
They're never going to do it. The PGA's now with Greg Norman and Cam Smith fucking over on Live. They're not bringing it back there.
I know, but they should. And this is my wish list.
They should have done it a decade ago, and we might not have this fucking problem.
They used to, actually. There was a WGC down there at one point, and then they said,
how long ago was that?
Early 2000s?
5-6 years ago?
20, actually.
All right.
So, all right. What's one you kick off to make room?
What's that shithole in fucking Mississippi?
Country Club of Jackson?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Get that.
I don't mind that one.
No, fuck that one.
There's worse ones.
Fuck the one in fuck the John Deere. Sorry.
Ooh, that's a controversial take.
Why?
You're gonna make dozens of Eastern Iowans very upset.
There's 10 people who live in the whole state. They pretend they give a shit because they caucus fucking once every 4 years. Fuck.
Easy, buddy.
Because they go sit in the same chairs. What side of the room do you want to go on? All right, go back to your corn. Nobody cares what you think. Yeah, that one. And really, I only wouldn't want to get rid of it because I love what it does for the community of Detroit. But you can get rid of the fucking Rocket Mortgage. Get it the fuck out of there.
So that course needs like what happened to Oak Hill. That needs a renovation.
It does, but I love what it does for Detroit. I like that it brings golf to Michigan in that area. They do a lot of fucking good community work up there. So that's the reason it stayed off the list. But that course needs a fucking facelift.
It is. The greens are actually pretty interesting, but they've been so shrunk over the years that it needs something. So that didn't make my list because of those reasons. The fact they do a lot of charity work. I did a bronze, silver, and gold again. Bronze Silverado. Get that off the rotation.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
I love the vibe, but that course is just.
I miss that. Yes,
it's so bad. Flat, tree lined, uninteresting greens.
Yeah,
get out.
I just thought of another one if you don't have it on your list.
All right, silver, TBC Craig Ranch.
That was it. That's what I just fucking thought of after you said Silverado. I was like,
terrible.
KH Lee special. Forget about it.
Terrible. It builds itself of having having water on 14 holes. The problem is it's only on play on 2 because it's a creek that bisects and everybody hits over it. There's one drivable par 4 there that has, I think, like 19 bunkers.
That sounds about right.
Unbelievable. It's like somebody just got hopped up on meth and went to build a course on PGA 2K and did that.
Yeah. Sorry for Jeff. Jeff is a friend of the pod who loves TPC Ranch and plays there constantly, but we don't need to play there anymore.
Sorry. And then my number one course I would take off. This is the one I annually just take to the woodshed every year. TPC Twin Cities. That course stinks.
Yeah.
Literally, it is a play on the state motto of Land of 1,000 Lakes. There are dozens of man-made lakes around there. It is poorly designed. It's nonsensical. It's a terrible golf course. I don't care if it causes blowups and stuff. That place sucks. So
okay,
that's it. All right.
Like it. No disputes.
What is the best tournament every year that produces the most action that no one gives credit to?
So it's stuff that no one gives credit to. Like, I love the fucking Honda. Love the fucking Honda.
Yeah, but that gets, well, it's not the Honda anymore. It's the Cognizant.
Yeah, whatever it is. That's good. I mean, that nobody gets credit for. I don't know, man. I feel like
I have a good one.
All right, what you got?
The wind has been really entertained the last few years. On Sundays.
Fucking stop it. Wyndham stinks.
There are some, when it gets firm and kind of windy there, the greens get really slippery. And you can see guys putt off the green or putt, three putt it. And there's been, so like a couple of years ago, you had the Circuit playoff. Last year's was pretty entertaining. That was kind of a little duel with Horschel and Glover. Stenson versus Ollie Schneider Jans from a couple of years ago too.
Yeah, listen to the heavyweights going at it in this course.
I've grown to appreciate the Wyndham a little more over the years. So it's been entertaining, I feel like.
I guess. What about Harbortown? Does Harbortown get any credit for like good drama?
That's post Masters sleepy.
But that's what I'm saying. So it doesn't get credit, but there's always pretty good drama. I think we had a playoff with Cantlay and Spieth.
I guess.
I'm saying, like, listen, it's not getting credit. Like, I don't know what the question is. You know what I mean? Like, if it's that, then I feel like Harbortown.
All right, okay, that's a fair take. I will give you that. So I also think too with now that it's the top 70 cutoff for the Wyndham, that added a little bit of juice to it this year.
We'll see.
You'll see. Okay.
Is Kevin Kisner going to be in the booth or fucking competing?
Apparently the booth.
Yeah. After that, they haven't checked his Twitter feed and his views on minorities. That should be interesting once that comes out.
Yeah. Well, Azinger went on a tirade about nationalism at the Ryder Cup. So, yeah, there you go. All right. All right. Favorite major championship venue other than Augusta?
Ooh.
All right. I did a bronze, silver, and gold again, but I'll let you go first.
Why don't you tell me you're going to do these things so I can have the same fucking thing?
Because you should
be the asshole who's like, teacher, look what I did. I did more.
Because I just simply could not decide, and I thought it would be entertaining content.
So I had a hard time deciding too. So I ended up going with St. Andrews just for the history and the fact that it gave me
you shit on St. Andrews as a fake course all tournament long. I am calling you out for that. That is ridiculous that you are actually trying to make that claim.
If you were to let me finish my statement, I was going to say for the history and the fact that it was my favorite gambling win fucking ever. Ever. So if it wasn't for that,
it wasn't until the last hour of that.
It wasn't until the last hour. So other than that, I would say, I don't know, man. It's tough. Like the U.S. Open changes so much. It's like I'm trying to pick my favorite U.S. Open. It's like, well, Rahm won. So is that my favorite?
Do not say Torrey Pines on this show.
That was my initial answer, just to troll you, to watch you explode, but I left it alone. Beth Page was fucking awesome.
Was it?
Yes. Dude, that fucking destroyed everybody, dude. And it was like a 3-horse race. And I like
3-horse race. Who's the third horse?
It was a
Varner? Harold Varner, who did a reverse shank?
Oh, dude, I had Varner too, and he put it in the fucking woods. Oh, I'm so mad. But yeah, I think so. Like, if it's about the venue, why would the venue to beat the guys up? It's not about the guys.
Okay.
If it's
my favorite venue, I got some good answers. Okay.
All right, come on. I like Bethpage and St. Andrews.
All right, fine. That's ridiculous. All right. I have the receipts. I'd have to scroll way back. I have the receipts. All right. So I did bronze, silver, and gold. I broke up by major championship tournament. For the Open, bronze pick, Carnoustie. I love that setup in 2018. It was firm, fast, most difficult of the road other than Muirfield. Obviously you got Jean Van de Velde back in the 99 with the entertainment there.
I should have said Carnoustie, but you know what ruined it for me was how fucking placid it was the last time we played. With no fucking wind, no nothing.
Yeah, but it played firm and the winning score was still only 8 under.
I know.
I mean, it still shows how much teeth that course has.
Right.
Okay. All right. Silver pick, Kiowa for PGA. That setup was awesome. It's guaranteed to have wind. It's guaranteed to have wind. I love how it's also perfectly set up too, where you have the wind completely your back down one side, and then you get your ass kicked down there. So the scoring splits are good there.
And it had one of the, legitimately top 5 best golf moments of my lifetime.
Yeah.
End of COVID, the fucking people coming up behind Phil. I get chills thinking about it. It was a fucking epic golf moment. And all sports eyes were on golf. Mm-hmm. And yet we still somehow stepped on our own dick.
Yep. That was before Phil became a Bond villain at that point. And then number 1, you're going to hate this answer because of what happened in 2014. But as I rewatched the final round,
okay,
I'm really excited for Pinehurst as long as they make it firm and fast.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I know Keimer ran away with it and it was a sleeper, but watching guys be befuddled about what to do around the green and seeing shots where Stenson flagged it to 10 feet and it rolled off the back of the green.
Yeah.
Not knowing where to pull wedge or putt it. I really think now the problem is I mentioned on Andy's show, they want a more greener US Open at Pinehurst, which would be
it's going to be softer.
Yeah, but if it's firm again this year, I really think that could be a fun one and really entertaining. So that's my goal pick.
All right.
And then last one of this little rapid fire question, it's turned to a 25-minute answer. What's your favorite sports to watch other than golf in the NFL? And who are your favorite teams?
No, so I'm a fucking homer, man. I only root for Boston teams, but other than golf and NFL, it's hockey for me. Diehard Bruins fan, bleed the black and gold, screaming my TV. Hockey playoffs have taken years off my goddamn life. The only team outside of Boston teams that I actually root for is Florida State University. That's it.
Okay. How do you feel about them suing in order to get out of the ACC?
Good. Got to get out of this shitty fucking conference.
College sports is just ruined now.
It's so weird. I don't get it.
It's so bad. Just don't touch March Madness for me, please. That's the only good thing about college sports.
But
they will, though. They're going to find a way. It's going to be just a super conference. All big Power 5 programs. Shut out the little guys.
Yeah.
No, don't worry about St. Peter's beating, teams, going to the Elite 8. So
exactly.
All right. So for me, college basketball, big Syracuse Orange fan, growing up with
Catfish is my guy. FSU and hockey is life for sure. Catfish, you're my guy. Like you.
There you go. Yeah, big Syracuse Orange fan. I'm not a fan of the football team because they stink. Although they just got the transfer from the Ohio State quarterback, though.
Oh, no way. The one who was going number 1 overall?
No, not him. It's the one they kind of ran out of town.
Oh, that one. That's different. I thought you meant the one who was. I was like, wait, how did I miss that fucking story?
No, but they got him, though. I mean, that's the best quarterback since Tommy DeVito, since they've had in Syracuse. So they got another couple good transfers. So things might be looking for the Syracuse football program, but they haven't been relevant in years. The Orange, though, who also haven't really been relevant, but they got a new coach now. They got some young talent. They finally got rid of the zone, which is an antiquated defense that should have been gone 10 years ago. Big Syracuse Orange fan. I also follow NASCAR too. Big Kyle Larson fan as well. What's up? Maybe we'll talk about this a little later.
Talk about
as far as what we want, as far as professional golf goes. I wouldn't mind if the PGA Tour took some notion what NASCAR has done, and I'll explain it. And I think you'll end up agreeing with me down the line. A couple of my buddies are big Liverpool fans for the EPL, so I just casually follow it sometimes.
Fuck off. NASCAR and soccer. Well, how are we friends?
I don't know. You're from Florida. It's a big NASCAR country.
I'm not from Florida. I live in Florida. I like the Wales team that McElhaney and Pretty Boy on Ryan Reynolds, the Welsh team.
Ryan Reynolds stinks. I hate everything he does.
No, so you have bad judge of talent, sir.
It's not a bad judge of talent.
No, clearly. Listen, the guy is worth $1 bazillion.
That's fine.
Wrexham, dude. Wrexham. That is a great story. So I hate soccer, and I started watching that show because I love McElhaney from Always Sunny, and
see, he's okay.
You know, he's fucking great, and dude, it's great, like hearing the stories and seeing how much that Welsh town like bought into it and how much it meant to them. And like I was involved in like the human story of it. If you can get me involved in the human story of sports, I will get into it.
Okay. All right. And then UFC, although I don't watch as much anymore because the pay-per-views are just outrageously expensive. Yeah. And I'm old. I can't stay up till 1 a.m. anymore. But I used to watch all the big fights. I would pony up the $50. Now they're like what, $80. So and unfortunately, this is the dangers of having private equity get into a sport. Now it's way oversaturated. There's an event every single week.
Every fucking week.
It's not as exclusive as what it used to be. So although they still have the top league, those the UFC, which unfortunately we can't say about golf right now.
We could.
So, all right. Well, I actually have a surprise question for you. This is a long distance dedication from our good buddy Jay and your nemesis. And he writes, "Dear Capper, with the Patriots on track to finish with the second pick in the draft, and presumably looking to draft a quarterback, I just wanted to read you the names of some of the quarterbacks taken second in their draft class over the last 15 years. Now, this is a long list, a very bad list of quarterbacks, but I'm going to give you a couple highlights here. So 2021, Zach Wilson. 2019, he wanted to take a little pot shot at me, Daniel Jones. 2014, Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel. 2011, Jake Locker. How the hell was he second overall there? And 2009, Mark Sanchez. So, and he continues, but don't worry. I'm sure all of your success was not solely dependent on Tom Brady, and a 71-year-old Bill Belichick will be able to turn back the time machine when these tire fires and restore the Pats to another decade of glory. He doesn't actually have a question. He just wanted to see your face while Schirmer read that list. I'll hang up and listen.
Hang up and listen. Love it. See, he's our age, the old sports talk radio. Listen, yeah, I have no argument, dude. Fucking, it was Tom over team. And once again, all you peasants can fucking kiss my rings because I have the best sports run that any of you miserable people will ever have. I got basketball championships, Stanley Cups, Super Bowls, World Series rings, and Tom Brady was the reason for all of them, I believe. As soon as he left the city, the entire city's sports have gone to shit. And anybody who's lucky to have Tom Brady living in their city should expect championships because he is the golden god, and I miss him so much.
Okay.
But guess what, Jay? Your team is never, ever going to win because you're the Bills, and that's it. I can't wait for you guys. Who do they play in Week 18? When they're going to win all the games until
Dolphins
Week 18
in Miami. They're House of Horrors, by the way. They have not done well in Miami the last couple of years.
Yep. Have fun with that, Jay. Love you, mean it, but the Bills are the Bills, and, it is what it is.
All right, there you go. All right. Question 6 from Paulie.
Yes.
So what are the dangers of using proximity buckets to handicap performance with irons? Are they misleading with a variety of driving distance off the tee? Now, let me ask you a question. Why do you think this is trolling?
Because I feel like you say that all the fucking time. You say that on every episode we talk about proximity buckets. That is the disclaimer you put out.
Well, maybe he wants me to explain it in mass to everybody.
But you've explained it. That's why I thought he was just breaking your ball.
All right. Well,
maybe I'm wrong.
I think you are wrong on this. I think he actually legitimately wanted me to ask about this.
But you say it every fucking time.
Well, maybe he wants me to say it again. I think it's an important point. I think the fact that you're looking, that stat tells you just how many feet from the hole it was. It doesn't matter if it's in the water, if it's in a bunker, if it's on the shore side. Why don't you give the explanation for a second? Okay. All right. So you're leaving. So it doesn't matter, if it's 35 feet, it could be anywhere. But what I will recommend, though, is that Data Golf actually now gives strokes gained per shot per proximity bucket. That's not perfect. They only have large buckets from 100, 150, 150, 200, 200 plus. But that is infinitely more valuable than proximity because it actually tells you how good the shot was or how bad the shot was. This is something I've been begging for years. They had this data, and I hadn't seen it put out there. But I would definitely pay for the subscription with Data Golf. You can download the data too. This is what I do as well. Basically, what I do with this stuff is I estimate what number of shots for under 150 and over for 150 are. I calculate the estimated strokes gain or what their expected would be from those ranges. It's very helpful, very useful. That is what I use now. I'm not sure where Capper went. I guess I'm riding solo now, so I will go to the next question. From Sir Manrin. Is a hot dog a sandwich? So, Cameron, why don't I bring you in on this? So, hey, buddy.
Okay.
All right. So, what is your opinion? Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I don't think a hot dog is a sandwich, but that's also just like a super common question that I just thought it would be funny to ask you guys. So, what is your take? I mean,
well, okay.
I don't want to eat a sandwich at like a sandwich with turkey and stuff at the turn. I want to eat a hot dog though.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not really part of the question. It's just does it qualify as a sandwich? So, so I actually asked my wife. I asked my wife this. Oh, hi, you're back, buddy.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Okay. All right. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Fucking no. It's a hot dog.
Okay. So I asked Alexa, because anytime I get asked a question, I ask Alexa, hey, is a hot dog a sandwich? And actually, according to Webster Dictionary, apparently it is a sandwich, but then it asked my opinion.
No.
Yes or no?
No.
So I said no, and 58% of people responded to say it's not a sandwich. And I think
I'm
for me,
with 42% of people.
All right. I think for me, a sandwich has to be two separate pieces of bread cut with stuff in the middle, and it is one continuous piece of bread, essentially, that's a hot dog. So I think I had to
make the argument for a sub not being a sandwich. With your
well, most subs are cut with two,
but not always. You're not cut all the way through.
Okay, I know there's the old way to cut a Subway sub, but they don't do that anymore.
Fucking old. There's public subs. That's how they do it.
The public subs. Okay.
Yeah. Pub subs are the best.
All right. Well, in my opinion, it should be two pieces of bread folded on top of each other. That's it.
I don't even need to give the semantics. It's a fucking hot dog. It's not a goddamn sandwich. They don't call it a hot dog sandwich. They call it a sandwich. If you go to a menu, you'll see turkey sandwich, hot dog. Not hot dog sandwich. No, not a sandwich.
Okay.
All right. Well, while I'm here, I'll ask the rest of my questions and we can wrap it up.
Can I ask you a question? What's that ugly hat?
World Series champion Texas Rangers, baby.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you were
right. Oh no, dude.
I think it looks good.
I got my Rangers flag next to my terrible towel.
See, those are ugly. Those terrible towels there.
Nothing but gross.
So do you guys have any major futures right now? You can just rattle them off if you do. If you don't, whatever.
Nope. I don't think there's any value in it, so I never bet it.
No, I mean, the only one I've seen so far I'm tempted to maybe bet is I saw 46-1 on Homa to win the PGA, but like I could also get
was
that.
Was it PGA this year?
Valhalla.
PGA's Valhalla. Yeah.
Yeah, a terrible golf course. That
what is that? Why are we doing that there?
Because PGA of America used to be headquartered at Valhalla, and they gave it to them like years ago. They've had change of management.
Where the Warriors go to die. That's where the golf goes to die. Apparently.
Well, as if you listen to my podcast with Andy Lack, apparently they're getting rid of all the Norse mythology behind that, and they're rebranding it into just a Louisville explosion of bourbon.
Oh, fuck all that shit,
horse racing and Muhammad Ali, and they changed the names of the holes that are all like. So, for example, hole number 7 is called Float Like a Butterfly. And then there's a little bit of a lull there. And then hole number 13 randomly comes back, Sting Like a Bee.
Wow. But Valhalla, man, Valhalla's for warriors. It's not just Norse gods. Like all warriors from since then have taken that. That's where all warriors go to die. Valhalla.
Right. Well, anyways, that's really the only one I've seen. Like, the problem is, like we talked about, all the good players are smashed under 50-1. And like if you want to make a case for like Sam Burns, who's got a pretty high ceiling, I mean, you could. The problem is like, well, his iron play is, and I made this point with Andy, and I know where he's getting at with it, but the problem is like his iron play just isn't really good enough right now. Where I would warrant that as like somebody you want to bet, like unless you want to I mean, you're speculating at this point. If I get him for 100-1, think that can improve. Sure, you could do that, but
what's your opinion on the guys? So a lot of guys on Twitter just have like basically their major cards all set the year before. So they
Why?
like a couple of them. I mean, they love to tout like a couple of them have Vic at like 30-1 for the like PGA or something, like, you know, something along those lines, or maybe it was the Masters or something like that. But they bet them before their wins for the majors, and then they're like, oh yeah, he's 10-1 now, like stuff like that.
Let me ask a question. Where are the odds of these people just betting a bunch of people like that and then just spitting on it and then you just like show it? Like it's not actually legit, right?
If there's a big name, they like tweet it out. But if there's a big name at like, you know, 40-1 or whatever, they'll bet it because they think it's good value, and then they end up winning and the odds shoot down for the majors, and they're like, oh yeah, I got this, you know, 50-1 on Xander or whatever. Like,
right. Congratulations. Looks good in your fridge, but if it doesn't actually hit, it doesn't matter.
So Matt our coworker Matt Gannon threw out a good one. He thinks that Scotty's going to win the US Open this year. I think that I have my only two for the Masters. I already have my Masters card. It's going to be Vic and oh my God, Brooks. It's going to be Vic or Brooks. They get it done finally.
Okay.
I don't think.
Right.
No,
I got good numbers that I felt comfortable betting for.
Look, I get it. Like I guess if you have a guy, right? Like if you're in love with a guy, like I guess since you just said Vic, what pops in my mind is Feinberg, right? So Feinberg fucking loves Vic. He constantly bets Vic. He's been on this guy for years. I get betting your guy that far ahead. But other than that, what's the fucking point? When you get 5 points here, 5 points there, if that, and then what? So he pulls the wolves out doors, he's injured. Guess what? Your money's fucking gone in a regular book. Maybe if you're one of these new people who gamble, you can tweet at your people and whine and get your money back. But future's the future, man. That guy might not fucking even qualify for it. He might not play. So
yeah. I guess I don't understand why people want to lock in anything like under 30-1 right now on anybody. Yeah. So like what's the point? You're going to get that within 2 weeks of the tournament anyways.
Yeah.
So
no,
and I've done that. Like we did that. I did that last year with Burns. Like Burns, a couple tournaments where I was like, all right, I feel like he's coming on, and so I bet Burns on like 2 majors. But I waited to at least see what his form was that year. It's definitely not a year in front.
Yeah. Okay. All right, real quick. Favorite win from the season and worst beat from the season. I definitely know Steve's worst beat, and it is a great one. It's an all-timer, honestly.
Yeah, I've had a lot of really bad beats over the years.
So I can't even think of my
which kind of is pat in the back. I tend to be close a lot. I mean, worst beat of the year was Rocket Mortgage, easily.
Yes.
Like having 2 guys in the playoff. Ricky hits 2 terrible tee shots.
That's right.
And it's only because there's 50 inches of rough between the fairway and a ditch. And then he hits it at like 3 feet, and then he blasts it way right and gets TIO. So, and Morikawa lipped out on that putt too. I thought that was going in. Hadwin bogey in the last, like that was bad. So.
That was just funny. 3-man playoff. You had 2 of them, and dude, I felt sick for you for weeks, dude.
What
was your favorite win?
And I went away for a month after that, and people probably thought I quit the show.
That's right.
That was
What
horrible.
was your favorite win?
And everybody had Ricky, by the way, that week. That was the worst fucking part. Everybody had Ricky. We had a guy in our goddamn channel here saying this was Ricky week, and he was just crowing like he was like, you know, the smartest guy on earth. Congratulations. You hit 10-1 Ricky. Awesome. Good job, buddy.
Gross.
I know. All right. Best win.
Favorite win. Not
favorite win. Honestly, having Hovland at Memorial as like his, like the first like big coming out party win for him, and the way he did it too. I that was probably my favorite win of the year was that one.
What about you, Copper?
Favorite win's easy, Keegan.
In New England.
Yeah. And I would say Steve would probably remember my bad beats more than I do. He's the one who was on the other end of my vitriol tax. What do you think my worst beat was?
Your worst beat? I don't know. What
was I most upset about? I don't know.
You're upset about a lot of stuff. I forget.
Yeah, I know exactly. So that's the problem. It clouds my shit. I legitimately don't remember. If somebody brought up a tournament to me, I'd be like, oh yeah. But you guys know my memory. My memory's gone.
Dude, the 130-1 on Camilo.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You don't hit a 130 to 1 every year.
Yeah, I guess. But for the brand, Keegan. Like, I love Camilo. I mean, listen, he's got his card now. Fucking listen, and I love his backstory for obvious reasons. Like, we share a lot in common, and anybody who can grind through that and keep going at it. And I love his foundation. I love everything about him. So yeah, I mean that was a good one. I've had a shit ton of 101 first round leaders and things like that. So I guess that's the stuff that doesn't pop out at me. It sounds so stupid to say out loud when I just said it, but like in my brain, my favorite win was Keegan because Keegan won and I was happy.
I got some honorable mention bad beats of the year. Rory losing at LACC, that hurt. Because I got him. I think I got him with a boost. I got him at 20 to 1. Everybody was off him.
I definitely wasn't texting you happily.
Yeah, I think you forgot that I have Rory.
I did. I was like, whoops, sorry, bud.
Adam Hadwin at Shriners. I got him at 80 to 1, and he was on the easiest hole in the golf course, tied with the lead. And he hits in the water. And then he makes birdie on the last hole to lose by 1. That was
watch out for those mush. They'll give you a heart attack as soon as you leave the fucking state of New York. You will have a fucking heart attack.
I actually drove by Henrietta Hots today. And I thought of you guys. So, and then I single bulleted Scotty at BMW, and I think he had a 3-shot lead with 7 to go. And Hovland won it, and Scotty just couldn't make a putt. And I was actually following on my phone at Watkins Glen. I was at NASCAR, and I just kept refreshing, and just saw it go to 2, then 1. Then they were tied.
What did I have at Honda? I had somebody with what's his nuts? Long hitter.
Did you have Eric Cole? Well, that was this year.
I know. I definitely had Cole against fucking old drunkie Chris Kirk. And then and then the Honda with who's that long hitter, the Asian cat?
Justin Suh.
Minwoo?
No, who's the fucking guy who won the Honda?
It was Chris Kirk. Kirk Kitayama.
Oh, Kitayama.
Kitayama. And I had who was he using a playoff? I had him. Whoever he was in the playoff against.
No, he didn't win a playoff. He won outright.
Whatever. He was on the 18th hole and he hit like a fucking 60 goddamn foot putt.
I forget.
All right. Last question.
He put it to an inch.
Who gets their first win this coming season?
Not Cam Young.
What he said. Definitely. He's never gonna win.
I don't know who hasn't won.
Mush had Kirk
at this point. Besides
Blind Squirrel finds
who hasn't won.
Mush.
Eric Cole, Akshay won. I'm trying to think of like guys who have been like close. So here's
the problem with that question. And this is kind of why I think I'm a little down professional golf. The rookie class last year was pretty much hot garbage. Like other than Eric Cole, there wasn't really a whole lot of guys who were pretty good.
And Eric Cole's fucking like 5 years younger than I am.
He's 30. Yeah, he's 35. He's basically Jimmy Walker at this point. Like that's the guy's career at this. Like he's a good player, but
I love him. That's why I love him.
Like Eric
he's
Cole.
He's the jelly roll. He's the jelly roll of the PGA. Y'all know jelly roll? Yeah.
So I honestly don't.
He's the country guy. See, look at me. I'm hip, Steve. I'm hip.
There you go. Yeah. So I honestly don't really know who would be like who's like the next one to win, because a lot of those guys are kind of hot garbage.
I think Eric Cole wins next year.
Me too.
Probably like
so. He'll be a Florida course too,
or Sony or something.
Yeah, and at this point, Chris. I think that if he wins and we're not on him, then it's gonna hurt.
Oh yeah, that's why. Actually, I'll make a counter to that.
All right.
So he's in all the signature events. He's not going to play a lot of those garbage events anymore.
He's still going to play in Florida because it's his best chance to win. He's great on.
How do you know? He doesn't have to. He's got job security. He's got money.
The guy played 900 weeks in a row.
He doesn't have to go play the Cognizant.
He's going to play.
I don't know. I think he wants to win too.
Yeah.
I don't think he just wants to show up.
All right, we're fucking pushing 10 o'clock. I'm getting antsy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
What else we got?
All right, we got one more question. I guess we're not going to make this a giant conversation. Maybe we'll do this later. Last question. Given the chaotic state of professional golf right now, is there a live golf gambling podcast in the works?
I mean, look, here's the deal. We will go wherever the best players are, right? Sounds like one of these assholes from the PGA, right? Like wherever you guys want us to go, we're gonna go, right? Like we love our show. We talked about the PGA. We love golf. Okay. And if golf changes between now and whenever, then me and Steve will talk. And do we still love golf? Really will be the conversation. Like, if I'm being honest with everybody, like, listen, if everybody goes to live, do I still love fucking 3 days, Fridays, and no drama except for the majors? Probably not. Honestly, like, probably not. But I do love to fucking gamble, and I love golf. So, you know, I bitch and moan about the NFL too, and I watch that every goddamn Sunday, Thursday, and Monday. So it'll probably be the same thing with golf. Be my guess, but I don't know, man. Golf is in a weird spot, so you know, we'll see. I guess we'll see. TBD. How's that?
All right. I guess this is my take. First of all, I want to address something you said there. Like, you know, you still love golf. I still love golf too. I don't love as much as I used to, though.
Correct.
I have a really bad taste in my mouth from this year.
Yeah, it's fucking awful.
They pulled the curtain back way too much on the inner workings of professional golf and the PGA Tour, and I just can't get out of my brain how big of fucking morons run this place.
It's so bad.
And between the players, the rank and file who think they deserve to get paid too, like Lanto Griffin going out of pockets and saying, hey, you know, the 150th best player in the NBA, you know, he's worth a lot. I mean, totally different. You know, the 150th best player is like the seventh, like usually a seventh guy in an NBA
on the
team
bench. Exactly.
Is got to actually contribute and score points. And Lanto, I'm sorry, you're never on TV unless you hit an ace or something. Yep. And just seeing like guys like Cantlay try and turn the Ryder Cup into a pay and play scheme, and it's a big turnoff. And 100%. I'm not looking forward to this being a lame duck year in golf. With that said, though, it's still something to gamble on. Do I really love the fact that every, you know, like nothing's really going to matter between now and the majors? I don't love that, but you know, it's still something to gamble on. We still have some interesting topics to talk about. As far as live golf goes, look, like I made this point with Andy Lack. I think live would be immensely more popular, and I mentioned this to you, if they had some sort of shot link or strokes gained, because then we can actually talk about it.
Game changer.
We can actually talk about it at this point. Now the gambling community is going to talk about it.
Yep.
And I don't know how to have an actual intelligent conversation about live without watching every single shot. And I'm just going to be perfectly honest, guys. This isn't my full-time job. I got 2 young kids. I work a 9 to 5. I can't, there's only so much room in my life to watch a lot of golf. And it's even getting harder to watch like some of the regular events on Sunday to try and do this stuff for you. So like but unfortunately, I feel like we're getting to a point where if we are content producers and if the majors are really all they're going to matter, and the only time these guys are ever going to get together is at the majors, I feel like we have to start talking about it. I don't think we can ignore it anymore as an industry. I think we have to actually start trying to watch live, get whatever we can out of it, and actually try and figure out how to have a grown-up conversation about it without devolving into blood money or these guys are washed, because it's not true. There's a lot of bad players on live.
John Rahm is arguably the best player on the fucking planet, and he just went to live.
There's a lot of really good players on live too.
You know what I mean?
Like Bryson DeChambeau. Like I
hate him or love him.
I've been given a lot of run to Rick Shields tonight, but he did a round with him, and like that dude, just when he connects on a drive, he's so good at golf. And like, you know, even like a Patrick Reed, I miss that guy. Like, just with how good he is around the green and everything. Like, these guys can still go to majors and do okay.
Personality, man. He's got a personality. He's not like every other ass.
Right. And what I worry about too is if we are, and I don't know exactly how it's going to go, like if they have an agreement or not, or regardless, like what's to stop some of these top names if either they don't get an agreement, they get fed up, or this is just a lame duck year and everybody gets back together in 2025 anyways. What's to stop a lot of these top guys from just taking a year payday, going to play over there, and then coming back? So I feel like at this point we have to start talking about it somehow. We have till February until that point.
I mean, all my fucking guys are over there now, so I mean, I'm probably.
It's true.
In reality, I'm more apt. Like if Keegan goes, what's my? I
mean, he's probably on the list. I mean, they're asking. They asked.
Watch the PGA root against Scotty Scheffler, JT, Ricky, and all these fucking drips with no personality. Like,
I mean, look, they're probably going down the list at this point. I mean, they had, apparently Ludwig got an offer recently. Hovland got an offer. Hans got an offer. They're going down the list of guys, and probably Keegan at some point is going to get asked.
I see what you're doing. I'm not going to engage.
It's true though. They're probably talking to him.
I know, but the way you said it was like they're going to go down the list. They'll eventually get to him. That was a dig.
No, I think he's within like 15 guys, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah, I think he should be on their short.
Can you imagine if Vic went?
God, that
right
would
after Rahm? That'd be the end.
I mean,
I'm telling you, that would be the end.
It wouldn't be the end because it's just like it's not going to make people watch Live, but it's just gonna make the PGA.
Bro, I'm already thinking about watching more Live. I didn't do it when just Cam went, but now Cam.
Yeah, but we're golf diehards though. Like Tommy's not going to go watch Live.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. So,
but Tommy vehemently opposed him on a moral basis for some fucking reason. No offense, Tommy. Love you, mean it.
All right. I think the point is we've largely, I mean, I tried doing Live shows. I didn't really know exactly how to talk about it. I think in 2024, at least this show,
we have to make a concerted effort.
We are going to at least, I think, either devote a segment on Tuesday to talk about it, or God forbid, even just do a standalone Wednesday show.
All right. I guess we'll see where it's at. Well, listen, thank you everybody for hanging in. Had another great year. Catfish, thank you.
Thank you.
Glad you tuned in as well. Listen, we had another great year. Don't forget to rate and review. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. For those who don't celebrate, Happy Holidays. Hope everybody just has joy in their life. Listen, I guess, are we going to talk before the new year?
Yeah, we got the Majors preview next Tuesday.
All right, we got the Majors preview next week. But yeah, everybody enjoy some time. Hug everybody you love. And enjoy this time with your friends and family. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks for going on this ride.